friends, it's the, oh hey, granny arms. Anyway, hello. It's the beginning of a new vlog. It's the beginning of the Final Book support group vlog. It's Monday the 19th. It is 9:30 almost in the evening, and I'm about to start reading. I'm starting out with Amulet by Kazuo Gibushi, the 4th volume, which is called The Last Council. And I'm doing this because I want to feel accomplished, even though I haven't had any time to read today. Mondays, I mean, I've been at work obviously, but then today we started back on gymnastics training, so I had an hour and a half of that, ate dinner before, didn't get around to read anything, and now I've been sort of relaxing and yeah, not doing really anything for an hour. That's how things go sometimes, that I just sit and contemplate lots of things and not really do anything. So yeah, I will be starting with Amulet and see if I can finish this today, and then tomorrow I'll start on one of the books I've asked on the chat room for the Final Book support group to pick out my first read. So I will figure that out, my first book. I'll figure that out later. I haven't started the audio yet because I've been working on The Conspiracy of Kings by Megan Wennon Turner. In theory, I could still use this. I'm 2 hours and 21 minutes into it, and just under 2 hours left. I don't know if I'm going to finish that tomorrow and just start on Deathless Divide. I'm worried. I'm worried about not starting Deathless Divide too early enough, so that I can finish both that and the middle grade fantasy. I know the middle grade fantasy is short, but I don't know how much reading, I don't know how much audio listening I'll get in over the week. So yeah, but anyway, I will do my best to finish Conspiracy of Kings tomorrow and get started on another book. So we'll see. But I'm starting out with Amulet today. So see ya. Hello friends, it is Tuesday. It's 6:44 p.m. So close to 7 p.m. and I am just about to start my first actual book. But before I start that, I wanted to just check in and let you know that I did read Amulet volume 4. So officially the first thing has been read, and I've crossed off the first couple of squares on my bingo board. And when I picked this up, I remembered nothing from what happened in the previous volume. But I mean, it was easy to get along with what was going on anyway, because we were in a new setting and there was a mystery there. So it was okay. I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoy these. They are fun. I love the illustrations. They make it good. They're always beautiful. And yeah, I had fun while I was reading it. So that was that one out of the way. Yesterday I did a poll on my first read. If you didn't know, I have 3 physical books where I have to read them more or less with my own eyeballs. I mean, I do have an audio of Barrier that could help me along. But I have The Martian Contingency by Mary Robinette Kowal, the 4th book in the Lady Astronaut series. One of my most anticipated reads of releases of 2025. I gave the first one 5 stars, favorite of the year that year. Gave the second one 4.5 stars. Gave the third one 5 stars. I don't think it was my favorite that year. It was probably around top 5. I don't remember exactly, but I know it was in the top of that year as well. So I'm looking forward to reading this, and hopefully I'll enjoy it as much as the others, at least as much as book 2, you know. This one is 377 pages. That's the first one I have of options. The next one I have is Barrier by Lois McMaster Bujold. This is book 7 in the publication order of the Bukosican books, but it's the second recommended reading book after Shards of Honor. And in sort of, I think, chronological order, I think it's the third. Because I think there's one that's before Shards of Honor, but they don't recommend you start with that. They recommend you start with Shards of Honor and then move on to this one, because this is a direct sequel to Shards of Honor. So yeah, I listen to it because most often I won't read out of order, but when there's some sort of recommended like this, I go after that. And the last and final one is The Burning Bridge by John Flanagan. This is the second book in the Ranger's Apprentice series, and this is definitely going to be an easy one. I think Lois McMaster Bujold is it's also 300. It's only 336 pages, and the font is sort of okay. It's mass market paperback size. This one is 263 pages, so definitely the shortest, and large font. So that will be my quickest read, but we'll see what people have picked for me, because I did ask for a poll. A sci-fi fantasy, cool. So I need to start out with, yeah, just to know, the space travel was obviously Martian Contingency, middle grade fantasy, Ranger's Apprentice, and sci-fi fantasy, Lois McMaster Bujold. So that one with 58%. Yeah, there were 14 votes for that. It's fine. I will start with that one. Also, wanted to let you know that I am, I read on in my audiobook. I have 17 minutes left of this book. I didn't complete it, but I will finish it on my drive to work tomorrow. So, it's fine. It's fine. Tomorrow I'll start on Deathless Divide, I think, and we'll see how that goes. Anyway, I'll get reading because I need to start on this. I think I will listen to the audios alongside it. So, where do I find that? I will need to check if they, because usually they have these books. So yeah, the audio is 11 hours, so 5.5 hours of reading. I wondered if it was possible to just switch back and forth between actual reading and audio time. There's a chance I could do that, because I think the chapters are divided equally into like the sections here, but I will find out as I go. I will start listening to it now, and I will get back to you once I've started it and let you know what I think of it. Hello friends, it is now 8:15, so more or less just an hour later. I just finished reading chapter 4, and I wanted to do a check-in. I read, as I listened to an hour and 6 minutes, it fit that I checked in. I'm on page 67. And so far, this is definitely very interesting. I couldn't remember exactly what happened in the first one, Shards of Honor, except that I remembered Cordelia getting married to Lord Bukosigan and just being introduced to those two characters. I think they were the primary people in the first one. And now Cordelia has just come into enemy's territory. She comes from a different planet. Yeah, she's an outcast in her own world, and she's sort of trying to get things around, and figure things out in her new setting, figuring who is the people that is amongst her in the group of people. And I think something just happened that was really important to the plot. It's definitely very sort of humorous in a way. And I actually read in the back here, it says that Lois McMaster Bujold has won more Hugo Awards for Best Novel than anyone else in the last 30 years. That's insane. She also won one for Barrier, which also won the Locus Award and the Nebula Award finalist. I think it's insane that she actually got 30 Hugo Award winning books or things. I mean, it was best novel. Yeah. I didn't know that. I mean, I knew she'd won a couple. I didn't know she'd won 30. Just considering how male dominated the Hugo Awards is, it's insane. Awesome that a woman has taken up 30 books on there. And I know that N.K. Jemisin has 3 at least. Because all of her Broken Earth big books won the Hugo Awards. Which is very fair. Very good books. Anyway, very much enjoying this so far. Don't know what to say about it. I got this, I read this for sort of different genre, because I definitely don't read a lot of books that are sort of set in a sci-fi setting, but I am enjoying it, and I should enjoy it just as much as fantasy, because it's like, it's just a made up world, you know. And right now I don't think there's a lot of things that is explained that's difficult to understand. It's just very good vibes so far. So I'm having fun, I'm enjoying it, and the narrator of the audio is not bad. I had issues, I think, with the one last time, but I think this is a different one. There are some things that he sort of seems to, I don't know if it's because it's sped up, but there's like endings to a word that I feel like I miss sometimes. I'm not sure if it's just how he's speaking generally. Maybe an accent thing. I'm not sure. But I'm happy to say that I started it and I got into it a little bit. So I am going to take a break from the reading and I'll listen to more later today. Not super long, but I'm just taking a break now and I will check in later. I just realized I was just going over the books that I've been reading over the month, because I haven't really checked in with my stats, and I realized there's a book that I haven't wrapped up last time I was supposed to have it in, but I forgot I finished it that week, and I probably finished it so early in the week that I didn't have it in my wrap up the week before. I also decided to skip this week's wrap up that I was supposed to do, because I only had 2 books. But I don't know if I'm second guessing myself now. I'm just gonna film it and then add the other one so I can talk about both of them. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that. Or if I'm just gonna do a long wrap up next week. And I hate myself for that. And I'm thinking it's gonna be a long one because I really want to finish so many books. So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, this is my update. I will check in with you later once I have more to say. Hello friends, it is Wednesday evening. I'm in bed. I haven't checked in yet today. I just realized that once I went into bed. I wanted to let you know that I have finished A Conspiracy of Kings today. While it wasn't on my original TBR, it is the fourth book in a series. So, yay. The Conspiracy of Kings is the 4th book in the Thief series. Or is it called The Queen's Thief? And yeah, it's by Megan Wallen Turner. I keep calling her Whalen, but I think the narrator calls her Wallen, so a different pronunciation. And I really enjoy these books. I don't love them, which I should, but I really enjoy the political intrigue stuff that happens in this, and I love that we're following the characters that we are usually following. We're usually seeing things from Eugenides' perspective, like everything he pulls the threads on what's going on, and he is the main focus. But in this one, we actually followed Sophus. who is a prince, but he is somehow his father's sort of villa is under attack, and so after that happens, he is basically sold to slaves. So obviously he has a rough time going, but then he meets some other characters, and in somehow way, through fashion, he makes his way through things, and and he meets someone important to him. That becomes important to him, obviously. So yeah, there's a lot of political stuff happening still, and some rough times in ways, but it's funny because I think this is supposedly is a YA fantasy. It's not romance, not very romantic at least. There a little bit of romance, but it's not front and center like romanticities or whatever, or fantasy romances, but there is some. I don't know what it's tagged as. I would even go as far as say that this could be considered adult fantasy in the way that it's how structured and written, but the characters we're following are very young, and they're very much sort of coming of age stories. So in that way, it fits into the YA genre. So I think they would be good for someone who is trying to move into adult fantasy, but is reading YA fantasy primarily. That would be good, I think. But this hasn't been my favorite since the beginning. The Queen of Atolia and the King of Atolia were really, really good, but this one after wasn't as good, and I think the main reason is that we're not following Eugenides' perspective. He's only one person. So yeah, but anyway, I'm happy I have put that down, but I thought I would have listened to more today, but I ended up not really listening to anything else from as I was at work. I just started on Deathless Divide, so I've only listened to that on my car back home, and I listened to like 17-18 minutes of that. So I have 6 hours, almost 7 hours actually, left. But in terms of Barrier, yeah, I am making good progress. I'm over halfway now, and I'm definitely very much enjoying this one as well. This is, we're following the perspective of Cordelia. I think I mentioned that last time. She's married to Lord Vukosigan and is trying to figure things out on this new home planet. And how things are going there. Things are very different than what she's used to. So she's sort of struggling a little bit. And then she's pregnant with Miles, and something happens, and now we are a little bit further. There's definitely things happening right now. I am about to start chapter 12, so enjoying this one quite a bit, and it's a fun time, and I think Cordelia is a good protagonist, and I actually also really like sort of the surrounding characters. So yeah, this was my update of what I've been reading today. I will go to sleep now because it's late, and I will check in again probably tomorrow when I have more to say. Tomorrow's for hopefully, see, I put in a Danish word there. Tomorrow is hopefully, that's what I wanted to say. Tomorrow's hopefully going to be a good audio day, so I'm going to I'm hopefully going to be getting a lot of reading in from the Deathless Divide. It's actually longer. The book is actually longer than I thought it was going to be. But it is 15 hours, more or less. Close to 15 hours in full time. And I only listen to double speed. I know there's a lot of people who listen faster. But I'm happy with the speed. It's good for me. It keeps my attention. I think if I put it faster, I might lose attention to what is going on. Because, and yeah, I don't know. I know you can sort of, your mind can adjust to process what's being said to you in a faster speed, but I like it this way. It's fine. I didn't necessarily change the speeding settings as much to finish books faster, as it was to actually keep my attention span. Because when they speak normally, they're speaking slower than they would normally. So yeah, it will be a little bit of a drag getting through a book, and so it will take a good amount of time getting there. But in this one, I listen to it in a way that I am a little bit faster than I would read myself, but not very much. I found that out while I was reading some of the other books that I've been listening to, where I am at with fantasy books. I'm with like Empire of the Vampire. When I listened to the audio, I was listening to about 50 pages an hour, and I think if I've read it, I might have been around 35 to 40 pages an hour. So that's sort of where I'm landing, if you will. Yeah, so it's fine. I just wanted to let you know that my update now. I don't know why I went into this tangent. I really need to sleep now, so see you later. Oh, bye. Hello friends, I'm back. It is now Saturday, and yeah, I haven't checked in a couple of days. I have still not finished any books since last time I spoke to you. I am exactly the same place in Varia. I haven't listened to this at all over the past couple of days, but I have really been enjoying it. I think I'm saving some of it for tomorrow, but I'll see if I can get something listened to it today. My focus right now will be reading The Burning Bridge by John Flanagan. This is a very quick read, and that's why I wanted to do it now. I could probably finish that today without too much of an effort. So I wanted to make some progress on that. I also wanted to share with you how much I've listened to Deathless Divide. Hold on. I have listened to 5 hours and 45 minutes of Deathless Divide, and I have an hour and a half left. So it should be something I could do. I want to finish that one, and I want to finish Varia, but I will need to put some effort into listening to something. And yeah. We'll see how things goes with that. But right now I am putting some focus on this one. I've just barely started it. I read a little bit in the morning. I have read up to page 38, chapter 5. And so I read for like 45 minutes this morning while I was waking up. And I want to say that's definitely not the time of the day where I have the best attention span. In terms of Deathless Divide, I am really enjoying that one actually. It's obviously gruesome. I don't think I mentioned this before, but the series is set in the Civil War times, and we're following and in this time an alternative sort of fantasy setting where zombies has taken over the land, and those who are expected to be in the front of the battles are obviously the black people. And we are following the perspectives of a couple of people and their struggles and things that happens in this war. There has been some people trying to work on a vaccine that should be able to stop if you get bitten by a zombie, the changing. Obviously, yeah, someone thought it would work and failed, and things have escalated, and there's a lot of interesting things happening. I feel like there's some things here that definitely makes sense, and the fact that the black people will always be the ones who are sort of guinea pigs in this, the ones that we're trying to do things on, because why not? If things doesn't go the way they wanted to, not too much is bad, which is absolutely insane. But actually I'm really enjoying this. It's very tense right now, so definitely have enjoyed this. I feel like I listened to a lot over the past couple of days, but it is a rather long audiobook, so definitely no, I'm not gonna finish the other audio. I have this one and the other audio, and that's definitely more than enough, and I will finish this one. We'll see if I can get started on the Martian contingency. I don't know at this point, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But I just put on a batch of laundry and have to do a couple of things at home, but I also think I'm gonna go and visit my parents today. I haven't really spoken to them about it, but I have to talk to them soon and figure something out. So I don't know, but because tomorrow I think it's gonna be a day at home all day. I probably also want to go for a run today. So yeah, also it's almost 12 AM, so yeah. But this is my update. See you later. Bye. Hello friends, it is Saturday evening. It's, I want to say around 11. Ooh. Hold on. Yeah, 11:06. So 6 past 11. On my way to bed. I don't always stay up super late though. I'm going to go to bed and see if I can read something before bed. But if not, I will try and finish this book tomorrow morning, early morning. But I have actually made good progress on my book today. Hold on. I am this far into it. I am on page 170 and it's 260 something pages. So if I'm not too tired once I'm lying down to read, I could finish this, because there's definitely a lot of intense things happening. I can feel that it's gonna be over soon. So yeah, just to let you know a little bit about what this is about. The series follows Will, who becomes a ranger's apprentice in the first book. And the rangers are sort of protecting the kingdom. They're a little bit different than usual the usual army people, like knights and stuff. These are known for being able to sort of move in the shadows, make no one see them when they're coming, and they're really good with bows and stuff like that. And they have horses, interesting different type of horses than the battle horses. They are very intelligent, and yeah, it's very interesting. In this one, the prologue started out with Will and his master, as well as some others, stumbles upon some they're called wargles. Wargles are sort of creatures that are sort of looks like bears that walks on 2 feet like that, and they're described sort of like that. And the wargles are part. The main antagonist is Lord Morgorath, and he has sort of plans, and this group of characters are at sort of a place, and they sort of defeat some of these wargles that are part of Morgorath's clan and people, and they find battle plans that are plans on how to fight the Arulian people, which is where Will and all of the other main cast is from. But we know in the prologue that Morgorath intended on them to finding this so they can do a backhand attack on them somehow, because they would be a different place and they could come from back behind them while they're waiting. And so you know this as the reader before any of the characters do this. So you just have to figure out why and how are they gonna find out, and will they get out of this in time. And so that was an interesting way of telling this, and I definitely have been enjoying it. It was a little bit slow to start, but I definitely have enjoyed my time with it over the past couple of chapters, and I'm definitely interested in seeing where it's gonna go. I do a little bit miss the sort of apprentice stuff that's happening that was happening in the first one, where we sort of see things from him also at the school and with his friends and stuff. And this one, he does have a friend with him, because one of the apprentices from the battle school, Horace, is on this sort of trip with him, with a guy named Galen who is a ranger. He's not his master, but he has recently been an apprentice with Holt, or his master ranger thing. But they go on this quest to figure things out because there's something off with something, and they have to get some information from the Northlands. And they find out something, and then they have to split up. And Galen, who is the ranger that sort of has the true apprentices on along with him, has to rush back to give some information to the king, and leaves Will and Horace alone with this woman they find on the way. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and I'm really enjoying it in a way, and things are coming together right now. I don't know if what rating it's gonna be, but I think it's gonna be sort of high, but without being super high. So we'll see. But I'm enjoying my time. It's very fun and it's very fast, and I will try and see if I can finish it now. Otherwise I'll finish it in the morning and let you know my final rating then. See ya. Hello friends, it is 8:45 p.m. and I wanted to check in because I finished 2 books today and I haven't checked in once. I just finished one of them though, but first of all I finished The Burning Bridge by John Flanagan, and I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars because I definitely enjoyed it. There's a lot of battle stuff going on at the end there, and it had an interesting end, and it was definitely with a bit of a twist, so you wanted to read the next one immediately if you once you're done, more or less immediately. I mean, I definitely want to pick up the next book as soon as you can, because it did end up with quite a cliffhanger. So if you're one of those that can't wait to read the next one, then you definitely want to have the 3rd book on the ready to go. I only have one thing. I would like to have been a little bit longer, so you have more time with outside stuff, but I'm looking forward to reading the next one. So the other book that I just finished was Barrier by Lois McMaster Bujold, the 7th book in the Vukoshigan saga. I also think I'm giving this one 4 out of 5 stars. It's better than The Burning Bridge, I'll say that, because I think it's definitely more complex. I think I really like as I said previously, I really enjoy Cordelia. Cordelia's really good main character, and she's very protective. She was pregnant in the beginning of the book and had Miles. Miles is born like a bit of a cripple. He is not like other babies, and some people want to hurt him and kill him, but Cordelia wants to save him, and they find out that there might be a possibility, but it's a bit of a difficult journey. There's definitely a lot of things going on in the latter half of this. It's a lot of things that happens, a dangerous quest and almost an impossible thing that they have to do, and I really enjoyed my time with it. I liked how it was handled, and I really liked that we were introduced to Miles even in his young age in this one, and I'm looking forward to seeing him in the future books. Yeah, definitely understand why a lot of people enjoy this. I'm not on the 5 stars, and I don't know why. I think I don't know. I really enjoyed it, but I don't think it's a 5 stars. We will see what else up happening with the next books in this series, but I'm definitely intrigued to move on. So that was the 4th finish for the week, and I also have started on The Martian Contingency by Mary Robinette Kowal, but I'm only 104 pages in, so I'm about, I don't know, it's close to 400 pages, so I must be like 25% in. Yeah, it's 377, so I have about 270 pages left. So far, interesting setup. It's started a little bit. I mean, it always takes a little time to get going, to get you to understand what's going on, but I am enjoying it. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna read more from this today. but I think I want to try and see if I can finish Deathless Divide as well. I still have an hour and a half left of that. I have a couple of things I need to do, so maybe, but it'll be tight. So we'll see. I'm gonna attempt to see what happens, but if it doesn't, I will be okay with that as well. I will live on. I will finish it tomorrow on my way to work or something like that, and that would be fine. Anyway, this was my update. I will talk to you again with a final clip to let you know if I continue with something. Otherwise, we will wrap it up, and I'll let you know how many squares I managed to cross out from the bingo board. See ya. Hello friends. It is 10:30 p.m. I'm on my way to bed. I didn't finish Deathless Divide. I have 20 minutes left of the audio. You'd think maybe I could just listen to those last 20 minutes. I know it will just take me too long to settle down and fall asleep, and I'm not good if I don't get enough sleep. I just saw my cat out in the voliere. So yeah, I am happy with what I read, because I did finish 4 books over the week, which is definitely fine. So I'm obviously a little bit sad that I didn't finish the book, but 4 books is still good for me, and definitely a week where I didn't read as much in the evenings as I sometimes do. I'm not mad about it or anything. I'm totally out of focus right now, so that's better. So yeah, wanted to let you know about my final update and let you know how many squares I covered. I did a sort of sketch out, not a pretty one. So I'll put a picture here if I can figure it out. And I completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of the squares. I'm not sure if I treated myself, and I'm definitely not sure if I did a self-care thing. Did I do? I had a shower. Okay, so is that self-care? a couple of showers, obviously, over the week. Oops. But I don't know. Self-care is also running, right? I did that yesterday and Wednesday. So let's say I did that too, so we're on 11. No, what did it say? 10 squares. Anyway, this is my final update. I will leave you now. I will talk to you again in another vlog in... I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna vlog this week. I'll have to think about it. But I might do and try and catch up on some things. But if I do, it's just gonna be a random, normal vlog. No themes, just me reading day-to-day things. So I think it might be something I'm gonna do. Now me and my cat are gonna go to sleep. I don't know if my cat is gonna go to sleep, but I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'll see you in the next video, whenever that is. Oh, bye.